Oh, shoot. Okay, so let's continue. So that's one of the first things people will do is check a Google search for you. So your job is between now and when you get hired is to promote that, put in good content. And some of you, it may turn out to be bad content, like so-and-so is convicted of this and that, those would be bad influence news. All right, first thing we got to do in our Me 2.0 is discovery, okay? We need to discover who you are and where you're going. Now, you may be like, Mr. Heil, I'm young, I don't know yet. And that's okay, you don't have to know. But why not just choose a direction and try it out and then switch directions if you want to later on, okay? So start it now, and if next year you want to change, that's fine, but at least you started and you tried it. So what I want you guys to do is today and over the weekend, over the next few times, think of what type of field do I want to focus on for this project. Not project, but for my Me 2.0, like to prepare me for my career, okay? And then once we have that, we need to create. Then we need to create those Web 2.0 sites so people can easily find you. And when they find you, that will be part of the communication, okay? Because you will be communicating to them who you are. And then the hardest part is maintaining it. It's a lot of work maintaining these sites. So if after this class you don't put up any more videos, no more tweets, no more anything, then it's basically dead. You have stopped. Like what it's called is a digital footprint. Okay, that means you leave a footprint on the web, okay, wherever you go. Over this past year, you have lots of footprints over the web, right? But hopefully it's not going to stop after this class. Hopefully you're going to continue treading your tracks over the web so that you'll have a good influence in your career. Okay, so that's where we're going. Now, you see these pictures of people, and automatically various characteristics come into mind when you see them, right? Let's start with Paris. What are some characteristics that come into mind when you see Paris? Yeah, so I heard spoiled, rich, pink, doggy. So are those positive characteristics? No. So you want to make sure that you have positive characteristics that you are trying to give off to people on the web. All right, who's this? Okay, Oprah Winfrey. What type of things come into mind?
Philanthropist.
Okay, philanthropist. Okay, somebody said caring and giving. Yes, she does have a lot of charities and she donates a lot. She also helps people. Book club, yeah. Helps overweight people.
Oprah Winfrey Show.
So I've heard more positive comments than negative about Oprah. So she's done a good job of communicating good vibes of who she is. All right, Britney Spears. Just saying the name Britney Spears, that's enough negative comments or negativity just by that name at this point. I mean, when she first came out, she was like very innocent. She was young in her early teens, and so she was very popular. And a lot of moms said, yeah, I want my daughter to look up to her because she had very high values. But those high values started to slip as she gained popularity. So that name she used to have, that good, solid name, is no longer in existence because she lost it. So you want to make sure that you make wise decisions so your name will continue to be of good rapport. And who's this?
P.
Diddy.
Yes, P. Diddy. So now you can tell just by his pose, he's got the ring to show his bling, he's got the sunglasses, he's got that look. I mean, you know the kind of guy he's trying to be, right? So image is a lot to do with it. So who are you? Are you confident, passionate? Are you transparent? So put yourself in there. Who are you and who you try to be? So if I go ahead, so if you look at yourself in the mirror, what kind of image are you portraying? What is the perception that you are giving to people? Okay. Now, here's a huge list. If I was to ask some of your friends or parents, what characteristic would they pick out from you? And if they can't pick out one of these characteristics, then something's wrong, right? You need to work on that. So now the task is, how do you communicate these like attributes to your future employer? Because a lot of times all you're going to give them is a resume, and you're going to have a 5-minute interview, and then that's it. That's all you're going to be able to give. And how is he going to see that you're loyal in a 5-minute interview? Okay? So that's why we have our Me 2.0 to help us show some of these characteristics. So, personal brand assessment. Okay, what attributes would you like to improve? How would your friends describe you? Favorite activities, favorite classes, and how would you define success? Okay. So here's that plan that we talked about, where we're going. Now here's some of the tools. Resume. How many of you guys would say, hey, Wanjun, give me a resume. I want to see it. Would you be able to go right now and print out a resume? No, you don't even have one. So, but why not? Like, you should have a resume now. And even though you may not have a lot of content, you should start it now. First of all, so you don't forget some of the things that you're doing. Second of all, you never know when it may become in handy.
Do you have a resume?
Yes, and we'll be making these. Cover letters go with a resume. This is like who we are, why we want the job, different things that we're looking for. Business card. So let's say, Unju, you just won the t-shirt competition. Let's say, hey, Unju, I have this big club. Can you design t-shirts for my club? Don't worry about money. I'm going to pay you. Like, can you design my shirts? What would you say? Yeah, you would say, okay. And I'll be, okay, let's do it. So what would your next step be? I'd be like, can I have a business card? Or how can I contact you? Because let's say I didn't see you every day. Or let's say someone on the street stopped you and says, hey, I read about that article in online that the school printed from you. Can you print some shirts? And then if you, hey, yes, you go in your wallet, your purse, here's my business card. Boom, done. And you've made some money. Or if not, some good contacts or leads or experience for in the future. So this is what we're going to be developing too. Okay, website and blog is what the focus is going to be about. And I'll talk more about that later. And then references. And then our portfolio, which is what we worked on last semester, but that was more of a design portfolio. What we're going to be focusing is on developing a portfolio for your career. Okay? So those are the toolkits that we're going to have for our Me 2.0. Okay? So blogging is very important. And I'm going to talk more about blogging. You guys know what niche is? What is niche?
It's like area. Your
Compartment.
Specialty. It's your specialty. So let's say I used to wear And1 basketball shoes. And the reason why I wore them, they weren't the best quality. They didn't look the best. Not many NBA players wore them, but I liked them because they were light. They were the lightest shoe you could buy, almost. So they had a niche of being a very light shoe. And then a lot of street ballers wore them. And they had a niche they would sell to more of the street style players. Okay? And then they have the And1 Mix Tour. They had a whole advertisement campaign. So each product or tries to find a niche, like a certain place in the market to sell their product. Now for you, like John Bay, there's hundreds of John Bays in the world. What's going to set John Bay apart from the other John Bays in the world? Okay?